So I am Sajjan Kumar. I am a faculty in geology in the University of Kerala. I did all my schooling in government schools in my small hamlet, which is on the southern tip of Kerala, and did my BSc, MSc in geology from University College Trivandrum, PhD from IIT Bombay, uh, postdoc from Michigan Technological University. Then yeah, was working with several organizations. Maybe this is maybe the fifth or sixth organization, that all are government organization. So that why I'm saying is that getting a job is not a difficult task. You can get a job of your choice if you put all your efforts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's all. So rather than my introduction, I wish to interact with you all. It's all set, or you need my laptop? So just in continuation with the sir have told, I'm a person who is not advocating for climate change. Yeah, so it is climate change is there, but I can say a small history. Of course, you all may be knowing the Earth was formed something else about 4.56 billion years ago. 4.56 billion years ago. During that time, the surface temperature of the Earth is 2,700 degrees Celsius. Today is 27. So it is a global warming or a global cooling if you take it on a large scale. During that time, oxygen was not there. When oxygen was first introduced to the atmosphere, it was a toxic gas. All the organisms which lived in the earth vanished. It was during that time, methane was the important gas which was inhaling. So the breathing is called methanogenesis. So imagine if all of a sudden methane is introduced to the atmosphere instead of oxygen, what happened to us? Whether our lungs has the capacity to switch over to a different respiration, or we will go under extinction. Unfortunately, it happened about 250 crore years ago. During that time, the life forms on the earth is very unicellular. So we don't have that much fossil record. So only through the modeling techniques, etc., we can say that that could be one of the biggest, this one. And the second thing is that, Earth has an inner core and outer core. The outer core is in liquid shape, liquid form, so that it is composed of iron and nickel. So it moves on rotating. And once it is in motion, Earth acts as a magnet. When Earth has a magnet, it has a magnetic field. What is the relevance of that magnetic field? The solar flare, which is coming from the sun. Solar flare means the speed or the velocity of that is something else about 1,000 kilometers per hour, 4 times bigger than the biggest hurricane which affects our Earth. And the temperature, minimum is 1 lakh degrees Celsius. So one solar flare, the entire hydrosphere, entire atmosphere is vanished away. So it's the movement of iron and nickel inside the Earth has huge things to be done on the life on the Earth. See, Mars was an excellent planet than Earth. Mars was an excellent planet then. But unfortunately, one solar flare hit it and the atmosphere was lost. Mars had water much before Earth was having. So we suspect life on Mars also. So my topic allotted for this today's talk is early warning system for landslides, mitigation under climate change. I have given the privilege for the madam to select the topic. So I will be elaborating this topic on the basis of an early warning system which my team has developed, which we baptized as SLIPK. SLIPK is an acronym for Slope Instability Predictor Kerala. When I talk about early warning system, you have to understand that it is not a panacea. Panacea means it is not a single solution for all the problems. Because landslide is a broad term which consists of several types of slope instability. Okay, there are several types of instability. So you cannot use a single early warning system for all type of landslides. So for this purpose, I have to teach you, rather I'm teaching you what are the different types of landslides, and if you go to a field, how you can classify a landslide. It is not only for this purpose I am saying or teaching this type of landslide. Rather, I can say one example. You may be all familiar with the 2015 Nepal earthquake. In a single earthquake, there was something else about 16,000 landslides. one earthquake, but 16,000 landslide. The Haiti earthquake has created something else about more than 30,000 landslides. So the problem is that an expert in landslide cannot visit all the sites. Okay, so we need whoever are nearby, they have to visit this site and document it. What is this type of landslide? Because once what type of landslide is identified, then the rest of the job is easy. Because if you go to Wayanad landslide and say it has debris flow, and you are putting it in a portal or you are giving an interview for a newspaper saying that it is a debris flow, the person who is sitting in US or any part of the globe can identify this is debris flow because this came in newspaper. So what type of early warning system I have to develop, or what type of rainfall threshold I can create, or what type of mitigation measure I can suggest can be coolly done. Because we need more information or more different study on a particular aspect. The most unfortunate thing is that even someone goes, Wayanad landslide, I can say the example is that I was struggling to get the latitude and longitude of that landslide for 2 days. No newspaper agent or reporter is unable to use how to use a geotagged photograph or to take it. Because we are not permitted to go there, or it is not advisable to go there, because during that time rescue operation is the most important component. Okay, so landslide classification is very easy. If you have two nouns, that is material involved and type of movement, you can classify the landslide. I'll be asking you a question. After this one, I will be showing you a few photographs. You have to say the answer, okay? So there are three types of material. If you go to the site, if only rock is there, we call it as rock. If rock and soil is there, we call it as debris. And if only soil, we call it as earth or soil. So only three types of material, okay. Now we have three types of movement. One is fall. Fall, it is very easily to mention. It gets detached from that contact and fall down. So there is no plane through which the material come down. Okay, it is detached, like a pen falling from the table or something else. And the second is a slide. You know, in the children's park, etc., you have slide. So you have a plane along which the movement happens. Okay. And the third one is flow. You know, when it is saturated with water, it tends to flow like a stream of water. So you combine these two, you will get the type of landslide. Yeah? If rock fall, we call it as rock fall. And rock slide. And if rock flow, no response. But there is no rock flow. Yeah? Because rock cannot flow, because the rheology never permitted to flow. So, similarly, debris fall, debris slide, debris flow, yeah? Earth fall, earth slide, earth flow. Easy? So 8 type of landslide. So in fact, I forgot to take the questions for you for this slide. So there is no question on that type of landslides. Yeah. This classification is much enough. Maybe you might have studied so many type of other type of, or heard about so many type of landslide like slump, creep, so, rotational slide, planar slide, etc. But this is enough because this is, anyone knows this images? This is Mars. We have studied the landslide on Mars, okay? Even the classification we adopted on Earth, we have deployed it on Mars, and that has been published in a good planetary science journal called Icarus. So I used to show almost all the manuscript, not all, some manuscript which I have published because it is intentional. It is for you students, maybe sir may be saying that in the US they used to say, publish or perish. If you've done some work, you have to publish it. Because you have to understand that government is spending a lot of money for the education. Lot of money. It is, I cannot, for example, I can say in my department case, the expense for my own department, it is a state-run department, like not like NITC, etc. The expense is 5 crore per year. Government is spending 5 crore for a single department. Similarly, 52 departments are in their university. Some 11 universities are in entire Kerala and thousands of colleges. So one department, 5 crore. And the income for my department is 1.5 lakh. You see the two N members? If you imagine in our home, our revenue is 1.5 lakh, our expense is 5 crore. How many years we can survive? Not even 1 year. Not even 3 months we cannot survive. Yeah, so government. So the thing is that why I am saying that publishing, how publishing help means that if you publish your research, next year there will not be a redundant work. A person will not venture into that work. Otherwise, she will not be able to come to know that you work then or that area. And if she want to work it, she work on the things which you hadn't done it. So building bigger things. That is one require. But unfortunately, no one will publish. Even the M.Tech or B.Tech or MSc, BSc dissertation is not in the portal. So all will keep on doing the same thing year after year. So there is no fun in it. Okay. So you have to publish it, that is compulsory. Or you have to screw it, your teachers. Even if it is a small journal, it is not a big problem. Anything else what you do, you have to do it. Yeah, now saying about the background of the study, what prompted me to develop an early warning system? You all know about 2018? What is 2018? How many of you are from Kerala? Yeah, majority. So, what is the importance of 2018? Yeah, flood. And if I ask school kids, they will say that Tovino's movie. Yeah, even Tovino's movie is also the same. The theme is the flood. Yeah. So let me see. Other than flood, there are so many things which I will be saying. I'm not saying all this stuff because you all know the rainfall pattern of this one. Anyhow, this is the rainfall of Kerala during 2018. Okay, up to 30th September, October, November. You will get. I'm hiding you. Now you are able to see it. Yeah. So the average temperature rainfall is much less than 2017. 2015, 14, 13, only it is higher than 2012 and 16. But even though we got a flood, because the thing is that we have, this is the normal, we got higher rainfall in a short span of time. That is the big problem. So 36% than the normal during the month of August. So if you take from January to December, so you have some high peaks, it is not a straight line. Yeah, so you have up and down, that's why the reason. So if you take a background remote sensing image, this is the central part of Kerala, 2018, and the flood occurred on 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 days, August 15, 16, 17, 18. So you don't have any data for 15. August 15, there is no data for the flood on Kerala. The reason is that, there are two types of remote sensing, optical and microwave. So optical, you cannot get the data because it is covered with clouds. Microwave, you have. Okay. So unfortunately, no microwave radar satellite passed through Kerala on 15, 16. 17, in fact, JAXA's, Japan's satellite gone. 18, Canadian satellite, radar sat gone. And the rest is all freely available Sentinel. These all I have got it through collaborative work. And you can see that this is the flood. This is the pre-flood image. This is the flooding. Only the central part of Kerala, including Kuttanad up to Cochin. And if I will say it, this is the pre-flood. Something else just above, it covers an area of, water body covers an area of 200 square kilometer. But here it is 750. That is more than 550 square kilometer of area is inundated by flood. Okay. So this is what we know. But apart from flood, there were numerous landslides. Numerous landslides. Can anyone guess it? How many landslides occurred in Kerala during 2018? Simple statistics. 4,728 landslide. It could be more than that because this is mapped by us, by visual interpretation of Google Earth images. So it is something else. 8 people studied it together. 8 eyes, 8 people means 16 eyes, 16 sitting in different parts of the world mapped it. So finally, we stopped it because our eyes got very much strained because it was a job for 6 months continuously. So it may be more than that one, of which important thing is that Idiki itself has more than 2,223 landslide. And again, interesting thing is that more than half of the landslide which occurred in Idiki is in the interior part of the forest, where we believe that human intervention is less. So it is irrespective of the terrain, irrespective of the land use, it is the quantity of water which triggers a landslide. So rainfall is an important thing. So any landslide studies, you need what is a rainfall measurement, then only you can study about or create an early warning system. So what happened is that immediately after that, my colleagues from Michigan Technological University and the University of Arkansas, they have requested for a field visit to Kerala to study the flood and landslide. Within 2 weeks of time, again, this is saying to you, because you people are students, you will be occupying some good position in the future. Within 2 weeks, they got funding. Your teacher may be vouching for that one. If I submit a proposal, for example, Sri Lanka is affected by a cyclone. I'm saying to my government, can you give me a funding to go to Sri Lanka? From Trivandrum, Sri Lanka, Colombo is much cheaper than going to Delhi. Okay. And the cost of living also. If I ask whether my government will give, and if the government plans to give, the red tapeism, the channels through which the paper has to go, my HOD, my vice chancellor will send to the secretariat all the files and come back. The Sri Lankan people might have undergone our resilience and all the things, the life came to normalcy. But these people came in 2 weeks. I can say the day in which these people came to the field, that is the same day the nodal agency of landslides, Geological Survey of India, also came to that place. The people from India and the people from the US, after getting a funding, came on the same day. The reason is that they give much importance. They believe what you give it. And Zar is there, he also can vouch about how you get a project. Okay, so another interesting thing. The first thing, what we have done is that we have gone to Idiki, met the collector, because we want the rainfall data of Idiki district. What the collector said is remarkably an important thing. Sajin, there are 5 rain gauge stations in Idiki run by IMD, of which 4 were not working. Only 1 was working. Okay. And that too in Todupuzha, which is not a landslide prone area. All other 4 are not working. So imagine the plight of a nation where, or a state where all the natural hazards happening is because of rainfall. And we didn't even rectified the mistakes before the monsoon season. So I believe the collector, even though I sent a request to IMD for giving the rainfall data for the 5 rain gauge station, I paid 5,500 rupees. And to my surprise, for the 5 rain gauge stations, they have given the rainfall data. So whom I have to believe? I have to believe the collector, or I have to believe the IMD? But since by seeing the data, I could see that it is an Excel sheet, plus or minus 0.3, plus or minus 0.3, or this one. The entire data is cooked up, looks like, I'm not saying it, but that is the scenario. So these people, after returning back to US, and the funding was given by NSF, because that is the biggest funding agency in US. And they decided, what should we do after this one? Just giving a preliminary report will not help. So they approached another funding agency called Society of Exploration Geophysicists, asking they need 20 automatic weather stations for Idiki. Within 6 months, the fund reached my university. Within 6 months, after giving the proposal. I've given a proposal to Ministry of Earth Science for a special call for landslide studies in Himalayan region 3 years before. It is still under review, 3 years before. Okay, this is some foreigners' money. Foreigners' money, they are giving it. So they have asked only one question. This project is for 3 years. After 3 years, who will take care of this automatic weather station? Okay. So, since I am a member, I forgot to say I am a Landslide Advisory Committee member for both Kerala State Disaster Management Authority and National Disaster Management Authority. So I have the fortune to visit almost all landslides, important landslides in India. If I didn't gone, it is my mistake because they have offered me to go because this week I have to be in Tripura, but I have already committed to you, so I cancelled the trip to Tripura. So, from KSDMA, I got the letter. After 3 years, I will take care of this one. This is in 2019, early January. KSDMA has permitted that they will take care after the 3 years. I've given the certificate, I got the money. Okay. And KSDMA has asked only one thing. You have to buy the automatic weather stations, which we propose because after 3 years, it has to be synced to the system where other rainfall stations are there. So you have to buy the same configuration. So the cost is a little bit higher. So instead of 20, I've gone for 8. Okay. Again, another thing, I've asked, my project proposal is for 20, but I have purchased only 8. This agency has no problem. Imagine in India, if I propose for 20 and purchasing 8, everyone knows that it's genuine, but they will say that the 12 money gone to his pocket. That is the general belief. But they don't want any explanation. Why you have gone from 20 to 8? They have given the money, you have to utilize. They believe us. They believe the scientific community. Because science is science there. They will never integrate religion or caste or something else here. I can say one more example. 4 weeks before, I have defended a project proposal with the DST for about 2.5 crore, 2.63 crore project. The result is still not out. 4 weeks. All the list is ready, maybe. This is a place where some other things goes on. That is a different. So instead of 20, I've gone for 8. And through this rain gauge station, my team in Michigan Tech, we published 3 papers. This is meant with the this is where KSDMA have permitted the Revenue Department, Village Office, Taluk Office to install all the rain gauge station. So we installed in all government offices within the Idiki. So it is safe because you cannot keep it in the open space. If I keep in the open space, next day my battery will not be there, my solar panel will not be there, because morally we do not know the real responsibility of a citizen. Yeah? So all in government building, and I can say one more thing. 2019, 20, 21. Okay. 3 year over, I have to hand over the instrument to KSDM as per the agreement. But till now, I didn't hand it over. The reason is, I will say when I developed the app, but every month from my pocket, I used to spend 4,000 rupees. The project is over, then how can I claim? So it is not, when you become a professional, don't think about money. Don't think about money. If you think about money, your work will not progress. Money will automatically comes. Money automatically comes. Don't go beyond money. Yeah? Because if a World Bank hires me for a single day, the rate what they are giving is 40,000 rupees per day. Per day. That is enough for my 10 months automatic weather stations to run. One day World Bank is enough. So there are several days of work I will get it for World Bank or any foreign agency. Yeah, through this one, what I have done is that I got improved rainfall data. Okay, then we have arrived at rainfall threshold. So the project is over. Now, forget about this thing. I will continue this one after saying 2 things. Okay. In this field work, or 2018, I noticed two things, okay. One, landslide rheology. This is, anyone know this landslide? I can ask the question. What type of landslide is this one? If you see the figure. Yeah, actually in legend it is there. Yeah? No, Petimudi landslide I have mentioned. So there is no what type of landslide. By seeing this one, what it could be, this one. So hearing debris flow. Who are saying debris flow can raise the hand? Debris flow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, confidence you have to raise your hand. So other than debris flow, because this is majority, other than debris flow, what about other hands? What about other hands? No. Yeah, any of it is good. Your observation is good because you do not know whether it is a debris flow or an earth flow, but a flow is there. The pattern is flow. Actually, it is debris flow because I have visited this area. Behind what you are seeing, the image is a landslide susceptibility map, okay? So this is Reddy's high susceptible map, but all the danger or the casualty occurred in a low susceptible area. So what is the fun in having a landslide susceptible area or map? People will take into confidence of staying here because it is landslide free area, but unfortunately, it took a path of this one. So now the need is that there are thousands of landslide susceptibility map in Kerala. What we need is an integrated landslide susceptibility and landslide run-out map. Because we have to identify which are the flow paths through which a landslide can occur. Our prediction is good. The landslide originated in this place, but unfortunately this one. So we have done, this is, I think, Kavalapara. Okay, so we have modeled this one. You can see the match and mismatch. Okay, this is not identified by our model, but more than 90% accuracy is there for this modeling. This modeling, I can show you how the Kavalapara, I have simulated this flow. Yeah. So now we have which area, landslide prone area is there, and if I trigger a location, it will show the path through which the landslide comes on. So this software is a software called RAMS. So RAMS has a module called debris flow module. So that will help you to identify, and that has been published in a Nature partnering journal, Natural Hazards. So we have predicted, now we know, if I get a susceptibility map, I can identify the flow path. But it all need money for doing it, because I cannot do it for all Kerala. Okay, so probably government is coming up with that one because Geological Survey of India has asked me to give for entire Kerala. We have given for entire Kerala something also project of 7 crore rupees. So probably I will get it before this March. No, it isn't. Actually, it is too costly. It is too costly because you can get it. I can say because of the reputation my lab has, I can say why in the next slide. This software is given by British Geological Survey. They used to give, I think I have some 5-6 softwares, all funded by some agencies. Because convincing the university to buy a software is arduous task. If they get permission, it will be after 2 years I will get the permission. I have ordered for a drone in 2018. Till now, it is the crawling stage, and they will give in next year with the same configuration. 2018 configuration drone, I will get it. What is the use of that one? So, yeah. So if you propose, that is why I am saying that. If you are in the higher up one stage of your life, scientific proposal, take action immediately. Take action immediately. Because day after day, it goes on changing. You know, computer science students never publish paper in journals. Because journal takes about 1 year to get it published. During that time, all the things might have changed. So they go for conferences. Conference is the best way of publishing their results. Okay. So please take utmost importance for scientific aspect. Okay, this is one. The second thing I have noticed in 2000, this one is that why field investigation is important. You cannot sit in the lab. Ma'am, I have took one of your batch students to a field work in 2010. I was working with Geological Survey of India during the Shashindran Sir was there. So Shashindran Sir is known to me very well. So I took one batch of students to a place called Pashukadavu, something also 20 kilometers, to show them how a landslide looks in the field. Yeah. And this is one landslide which occurred in Munnar. You can see this occurred in 2005. Okay. This is the second story building. The debris reached up to this level. Okay. And this is 2012 when I've gone. The big part of Kerala is that you will not be able to identify the landslide scar if you go to the landslide site after 2 or 3 months, because the tropical climate forces the vegetation, regrowth of vegetation very fast. It is mentioned that 40% vegetation regrowth will be there after 1 year. So if you want to go to landslide, go after 2 weeks. Don't go in the first 2 weeks, because that we exclusively keep it for rescue operation. So many things, and if you go there, you will be lucky if you come back safely, because people will be in very harrowing mood, etc. So they will shout at you, and I have faced a lot of things. So better not to go there. Okay. So this is you will not be able to identify this is a landslide. So if a landslide occurred, if I go to the landslide site, what I will do is that I will make something else about 2 to 3 hour rule. 3 hour means, and approximately 3 times the dimension of the landslide, I move around and do a study. Here what I have done is that there is a river, I crossed the river, gone to the opposite side, this road. Okay. And from there I have seen this landslide. Okay. Now I am saying more about this landslide. Yeah, this is the image. With this image, I have came to a conclusion that there will be another landslide here. Only observation. I will say to you the reason. You see, if you extrapolate the flanks of this landslide, these 2 buildings are under threat again. Okay. Because of this building, the material didn't come down. Okay. I leave it. First is that the crest line, that is the top post of the hill, should be usually a straight line, but there is a sagging. Sagging can be possible, but the maximum sagging coincides with the crown of this landslide. Okay. That is the first indication. Second indication is that the vegetation, both vegetation are same, but this is dense, this is sparse. Sparse means the land have displaced. Okay. Imagine a plane like this one. If it sinks, the surface area will be more. Surface area will be more, so that the vegetation gets sparsed. Okay. And the third thing is that there is still material above this landslide. So if it comes, it will be big landslide. So I think I have only a few journal paper published in an Indian journal. And this I have submitted in an Indian journal in 2017. A potential headward retreat landslide at Munnar, Kerala, 2017. Okay. And in 2018, that have become a big landslide. Actually, this paper is the one which have made me so famous in the world, because after 2018 landslide, because I have predicted a landslide. Predicting a landslide is a big thing, because I should have got some big awards and praises, but unfortunately no godfather is there for me to. Anyhow, you see, this paper has been given, the study was done in 2012, and we have informed the college people that no construction activity should be done. But unfortunately, here is a botanical garden they have constructed. The college go on expansion. I can show you a comparison. This one, this car is still visible here. This car. This building is this building. Okay. This building, they have constructed another 2 floors. And here, another few more buildings. You see, a higher education institution, they are not hearing the scientific words, then how I can blame a person who is having 2 or 3 cents, cutting a slope, constructing a house and living there? So this is the real scenario, okay. So these are the 2 things I have to mention. Now coming back to where I have stopped it, yeah. So I have made 2 things, a good rainfall data for Idiki. I have created a rainfall threshold. So there the project of the Society of Exploration Geophysicists is over. But I want to carry forward this work. So I approached the University of Kerala because every year there is a scheme called Innovative Project Scheme. So I told that this much rain gauges has been installed and it stopped it there. I want to make an early warning system. And they have given small amount, 12 lakhs. That was enough for me because all the infrastructure is already there. So what I have done is that through that one, we have created an early warning system. Before that, how a landslide can be mitigated. Yeah? There are 3 ways. One is hard engineering practice, like constructing walls, etc. You people are civil engineers, you may be more interested in this one. But you know, we claim to be a rich country, but frankly, our is a very poor country. We don't have money for all the steps to do hard engineering practices. So it is not viable. And the second is soft engineering practices like biothings, etc. You can do it. But these all need money. But rather, the third thing is early warning system. Early warning system doesn't mitigate the landslide, but it gives an indication so that people can move out of the land when the landslide is about to fail, so that we can save the life. We cannot save the property, etc. You cannot save it. Yeah, so early warning system. And in Kerala, what happens is that if rainfall occurs, the water infiltrate the soil. In Kerala, this is a scenario of Kerala, I have told that no early warning system is, you can use it for throughout the world and for all type of landslides. In Kerala, this is the hard rock. Any rock which you see in Kerala, any rock, the black, white, pink, or whatever the color rock, it is a minimum of 250 crore years old. Minimum of before oxygen came to the earth, which I have mentioned. All rock is more than 250 crore years. But this one is hardly 10 to 15,000. So what happens is that, yeah, I can. So if this is the hard rock, and the hard rock trend is there is no dipping, if it is like this one, the soil is like this, so it is in a stable condition. So if it is an inclined, it is in metastable condition. But when it is percolated with water, it becomes unstable. So stable, metastable, and when rain occurs, it is unstable. So what happens if rain occurs? It infiltrates the soil. Okay. So if it is a sunny day, the water gets evaporated. Yeah. But if the rain continues to flow, it saturates the soil column, and it will not permit, this hard rock never permit the water to infiltrate because it is so massive. Instead, what happens is that the water flow along the contact between this one. So any landslide if you see in Kerala, not any, majority of the landslide you see in Kerala, you will be seeing after landslide the hard rock exposed. All the soil came out and the hard rock exposed. And what happens if you construct a road? You are disturbing the equilibrium. Okay. Or if you construct a house by cutting a slope, all the thing happens is that the materials will be in shambles. So this is how the landslide occurred. So the thing is that if you are able to identify what is the soil thickness, what is the slope, how much rainfall is required to saturate the soil, then it is easy. For example, I am saying 2 meter soil. Okay, I can say, I am giving you an example, 2 meter soil. It needs some 500 millimeter rainfall in 3 days to saturate it. Because that is the history I have. One landslide occurred in 2 meter soil, 500 millimeter rainfall in 3 days. Okay. In the second day, if the rainfall crossed 400 millimeter, I can say that in the third day, if 100 more millimeter occurs, there is a possibility of landslide. You got it? This is the logic of early warning. Once again, if 2 meter of soil is there, the previous history, a landslide occurred in a place where 2 meter of soil is there, 500 millimeter rainfall in 3 days caused a landslide. So that is the threshold. So early warning, how it works is that after 2 days, if 400 millimeter rainfall occurs there, I'll say that third day, if 100 millimeter is there is a possibility of landslide. This is the principle behind early warning system. Yeah, now come to this one. So my slope instability predictor works, let me see. So when rain occurs, I have 8 automatic weather stations in Idiki. It collect the rainfall. This rainfall is transmitted to my server. In my server, already there is a landslide susceptibility map and a rainfall threshold calculated. So how much rain it occurred and how much is the rainfall threshold? It matches. Okay. So it returns back the data, and the person who have installed that app, mobile app, will get an information. How the mobile app works is very simple. It is like Swiggy or Uber. You download the software, you have to tag your location. If you are not tagging, Swiggy will not deliver you at the right point, or Uber will not come to your right point. So if you tag it, it will show which place yours is that. And if your place comes under landslide prone area or within my area, when the rainfall threshold crosses 25, the green color map changes to yellow. When it crosses 50%, again you will get a notification. The yellow changes to orange. And it is in 75 crosses, the orange changes to red. This is how the notification comes in the form of image. Also as a push notification, like a WhatsApp message, you will get a message. And let me see. And I have to say one thing. I have told that after 2001, I didn't hand it over the rain gauge station to KSDMA. The reason is that it is a little bit selfish. I want to verify my mobile app because I have installed it only in Idiki. I want a landslide to prove it whether my app is working or not. So after the installation of rain gauge, there is no landslide in Idiki. So at last I have to pray for a landslide. Since my prayer is not that much sincere, a small landslide occurred in a road cut. Okay. And let me see how my mobile app changed. Yeah. This is how far. This is green. When it becomes 25%, it becomes yellow, and 50% orange, and 75% red. So this is how it worked. And I can show the threshold. This is the threshold. The color changing, you can see the rainfall data. Okay. So it goes on, and it becomes red. And the red is shown here very closely here. And you can see that the red approached in 2nd July, and up to 7 July it was there. So 2 to 7 means 6 days. 6 day, one landslide. You imagine, you may think that, oh, it is a poor prediction. Out of 6 warning, only 1 occurred. Frankly speaking, anything, the warning, 10% success is a big success worldwide. Because you are playing with the life. 10% is big. Big. Okay. But the most unfortunate thing is that if I warn madam, next day the possibility of landslide is there, she will say that Sajan Kumar is an expert, so I'll move out. Okay. She carried all the things, gone out. Landslide didn't occur. Next time also I'm informing her, again landslide. So she again moved. Third time, she will think that my expense is 10,000, truck changes, all the things. This time is the last. Third, yeah. Fourth, she will never change, but a fear will be there in her mind. Okay. Fifth time, the fear also get vanished. It will become a routine, and during that time, landslide will occur. So the thing is that all warnings, we have to take it seriously. Irrespective of whether it is occurring. It doesn't occur means don't think that it is a fault of the system. It is somehow it is your lucky things that it hadn't happened. Okay, so warning has to be taken very carefully, and even I have made it for what is a road also because road is most important, because if it is cut off, then it will be a problem. I've demonstrated for a workshop this software. Unfortunately, I have made it only for Android and never made it for public because I don't have the authority to give early warning. It is the State Disaster Management Authority or the Revenue Department has the authority. So even though the codes are available in the public domain, I didn't launch as a full-fledged system because like madam will sue against me. On the fifth occasion, my total expense is that 1,25,000 I have moved, and because of his warning. And imagine about 100 people giving a case against me. And I will be a notorious person, irrespective of what are the things I have done it. And I have to sell all my property to give compensation to them. So I didn't venture into that one because so many clauses and disclaimers are required for before launching this one. And this is how I can show you the demonstration of this one. This is my app. It is a home page. And you will get two language, English or Malayalam. It gives definition of what are the things you require and about all the steps, how the slipcase was created. And there is a glossary also. And again, back to home page. And here you can see my server is a little bit slower. So that's why running speed is very... So all the things works on Google Earth engine. Yeah, this is the threshold, 1 day, 5 day, the threshold 51, 52 for 8 stations. And the map looks like this one. It is loading, map is getting loaded. For entire Idiki. Yeah, this is how it works. Yeah. And it has been now published. You can get it. This is how the paper looks like. You can just, if you want to get it download, you can download it. And I think it has a pretty good impact factor. And also I got a patent for this one very recently. And this much only. So this is how, and I kept it 10 minutes for your discussion. And if you have any query, you have, don't worry. Even if you call, most probably I will not take my phone. Whenever I do work, I used to keep my mobile away, but I will be always live in my WhatsApp. So if you send me WhatsApp message, I will be happy. I will be responding very fastly then answering your calls. If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. I am very happy to answer you. If not, you can send messages. Yeah. That is a good question. You see, 8 rain gauge is there. So I have divided the entire Idiki district into 8 Thracian polygon. And one threshold is there for each area. Actually, that is not enough. This is just a methodology. Now I have suggested for 50 rain gauge stations, extra 50 rain gauge stations for Idiki. So 50 plus 8, 58. So for entire district, there will be 58 rainfall threshold. So each rainfall threshold will be bounded for a particular geographical area. So the people who is staying in that area will have a particular threshold, whereas I can show you, here only. Actually, I can say the threshold, actually, you have to understand that threshold, how the threshold is derived is a big job. There are so many techniques are there. Usually in Kerala, what we used to do is that we need previous landslide history to derive a rainfall threshold. We need previous history. Otherwise, if there is no history, that's why I'm saying that the classification of landslide, what are the information you are getting it, you put it in some portal, then that will be helpful for us to derive the threshold. So it is not the same day rainfall which triggers a landslide. The landslide might have triggered by the previous rainfall. So what we used to do is that we do a cross plots with the daily rainfall versus antecedent rainfall. So I didn't brought that one. It is in my laptop, but I should. If you want more this one, I can demonstrate you an online class how we create a rainfall threshold. 1 day versus antecedent. So we will take, if entire Kerala, 1,000 landslide is there, we take about some 9,000 non-landslide dates. non-landslide. 1,000, I'm saying example, 1,000 landslide is there, 1,000 non-landslide, 9,000 non-landslide days are there. We used to check it, with 1 day rainfall versus 2-day antecedent, 3-day antecedent, 4-day, 5-day, 6-day. Maximum 6-7 is enough for Kerala because except Munnar, Nelliyampati and Wayanad, all other has a soil thickness of less than 2 meters. Wayanad and Munnar only have more than 5 meters, etc. So 5-day antecedent is there, so that if you cross-plot it and make a regression analysis, linear regression is enough, you will get the landslides above the trend line. So that trend line will be the threshold actually. That is the usual way, simplest way of doing. But more sophisticated, if you want to use multi-parameter like slope, soil properties, you can do multi-analysis, multi-axis analysis. Yeah. Deriving threshold is a little tricky. But if you keep on doing it, you will get plentiful of idea. Yeah.
Sir, any field level sensors has been placed to measure the moisture soil?
That is an interesting thing. We approached NASA because this is an SCG project. We approached NASA, but somehow we failed in the last, this one. We want to place soil moisture sensors. Unfortunately, the biggest problem why we got not selected is that you have to disturb the soil for inserting this soil moisture sensor. We proposed for 3 different depths: surface, at the contact of rock and soil, and intermediate. 3 sensors. So, but once you disturb the soil, the water percolation will be very fast. You will get erroneous data. So worldwide studies shows that at least you need 2 years for the material to get compacted to become equivalent. So 2-year trial, the data is erroneous. So that is a big job. That is a big job. After 2 years, you will get it. But what is the fun when you get it? So soil moisture thresholds are less used, in fact. Any of soil moisture is a manifestation of the rainfall. So rainfall will be better works.
Sir, what is this software, the lab? Any evacuation rules also has been shown, or just a warning?
Just warning. Actually, I have told you, we are not the authority to do it. But we are in talk with the NDMA, SDM, KSDMA, and GSI. GSI is very much interested to take it. Very much interested. So not the entire component. They are interested in taking certain components because there is no app for early warning. There are so many apps. ISRO has an app, GSI has an app, even Amrita University has an app. All the app is crowdsourced. They are getting data. They are getting data for themselves. They are enriching their database. There is no fun in it. Here also crowdsourcing is there. If you go a place and if you see a landslide, you can take the picture, send to us. We'll verify it, and the data, all the stuffs will improve it. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Actually, very interesting one. Excellent. So we really enjoyed. I think we talked only about the theory and some simple concepts of floods, droughts, landslides. I think you've really done a great job going into the depth, understanding the nature and how the early warning system works. My question to you is, in fact, we discussed in class with 3 case studies from the US and Europe about flood warning system, how it failed, especially with cell towers. So you are showing something about using the transmission of data to the people in the area with cell towers. What if they fail? What are the second option?
Yeah, that is a good question. If power is not there, what will be the big problem actually? Actually, it works on SIM. So cell tower, it is gone. But power, there is no problem because we have 3 sources of power. One is battery is there. Battery itself will run for 15 days. Solar is there. Electric is there. So power will not be a problem. But if the tower fails, but in 2018, the tower was not failed, but again, there is an exception, maybe exception, but usually tower fails. Other interesting thing is that the Kerala government has came up with an K-phone application where they are laying the cable throughout the length of the state. So they are saying that I didn't try. I think IFCOS is coming. IFCOS, no. IFCOS, one government companies. I think 2 weeks after they are coming, their MD is coming. They are conducting an IEEE program in NIT, architecture. So the cable is coming. Through the cable, if 1.5 kilometers, if your rain gauge station is 1.5 kilometers away, you can transmit the data. I do not know what the technology is that they approached us, but unfortunately we are not having the fund. So you don't need SIM. So if the cable is there, it is enough. I don't know how the system works, but there are options, I think. There are options. Yeah.
So the vulnerability mapping is already done for...
No. 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 That is, I always say that the social aspect of landslide is not studied. I do not know, there are so many institutions that they are not venturing into that one. I myself have heard or seen some hundreds of stories. You know, in Kerala, the biggest duty of a parent is either to get marriage of their daughter or to construct a good home. Okay. So after constructing the house, they do not know which place they are constructing it. The house, several houses got damaged. Many people got mentally challenged because of this one. But none has studied about this one. None. And I can say, Amburi, there is a place in Kerala where a landslide occurred. 39 people died in a single house. After that incident, the girls in that area is not getting married because she's coming from a landslide affected area. So many social things are there which went unnoticed. So risk actually is an interesting risk, yeah.
Very interesting one. Certainly. Very much useful, not just for Kerala.
Throughout.
You said something about Northeast. Uttarakhand is going through other issues, many other Northeastern states. So certainly I think we have set the stage for even expanding our region. Everybody can benefit.
Actually, the other interesting thing is that the Saudi government is in negotiation with me. They are going to construct a rail corridor where they want this app to be installed in the locomotive, where the pilot will be able to see that because it goes some 15 kilometers goes through a mountainous terrain. So the loco pilot wants this app to be displayed. So they are happy, but some diplomatic problems are there between India and Saudi. That's why it's getting. Yeah. So the thing is that this app, the concept can be taken anywhere in the world, because you have to change the susceptibility map, you have to change the rainfall threshold. The rest of the things are same. But again, this is only for debris flow or rainfall induced. If there is a rock fall, this never works. Rockfall, you have another mechanisms. Yeah. Yeah, please.
That's the drainage issue. Road construction is one of the major roles of landscapes. And these particularly stops often not
Yeah, that is a big question to answer. Here, I didn't consider it because I just took the waters and roads from my susceptibility map and clipped it and shown. But actually, this is not exclusive for a corridor mapping. But for corridor, you have to find it out which are the areas where drainages is there, no drainages is there, where there is support system is there. That has to be mapped exclusively. Unfortunately, all our monsoon system starts in the month of June, and April and May is an excellent period because schools and colleges are closed during that time. I always ask the schools and colleges to utilize the students during April and May to remove because the rubber trees and all the trees will shed their leaf during April, March, and all the drainages will be blocked with this fallen leaf. If you clear it, it is said that if the drainage is proper, you can avoid 60% of the landslide. Drainage is the big thing. If you don't have drainage, it's a big problem. So if drainage is cleared, 60% landslide is cleared. Even if you go to Tamarasheri Churam, if you go now, most of the drainage are blocked. Yeah. We didn't done that mapping. It is an exhaustive job. We can do it. Actually, 2 weeks before I was in Maharashtra, there they have got some 1,000 crore rupees from the NDMA fund. I have gone to site inspection. There is certain sector of road they want to mitigate it. So there, etc., we used to suggest you have to do this thing, you have to do the drainage, and which are the places required. Yeah. Unfortunately, the agency which is meant for doing the road has to do all the things, but they never do it. Yeah. So you people will be in the PWD, CPWD, etc., and NHAI, and you have to think when a landslide is a road is constructed, you have to do all the drainage measures. Yeah. Yeah, please. Morning.
This topic personal. Is there any possibility of sharing data with the students of other universities from your department?
Rainfall data, it is freely available. I can give you. Yeah, anything else, it is free. I think I am the person who always asks for data sharing. So if you are free to come, but unfortunately I cannot guide a student because already I have 8 PhD students, 4 MSc students, so I never entertain students for guiding because already I am overloaded, but data is free. Data is free. Any data I can give you. You see, I have shown 2018 flood, 17-18. I can frankly say that this JAXA and RadarSat, and I will be the only person who might have the data for in the entire India. Even ISRO may not be having. How I have got it, Anna? If you see ISR website, don't think that I'm always saying negative about the Indian system, but it is the real thing. You do remote sensing? Any studies? No. Anyone does? From where you get the remote sensing data? From which? From where? USGS. So, all are there, but which one came to first to your mind? Earth Explorer. I can see ISR scientists using USGS website for downloading the data. Yeah, so the thing is that data has to be shared. If you're not sharing, there is no fun in it. I have told 2015 and August 15 and 16, you can see flood data, flood inundation data for entire Kerala in the ISRO website. But I have shown it, there is no satellite gone on that day, 15, 16. From there, how they got the data? All are extrapolated or manipulated. Manipulated in the sense, not a negative connotation, positive connotation. Manipulated data. So this radar set, I can say the story of this one. Japan is almost similar to an Asian country. For getting data from Japan is a difficult task. So my friend was there in JAXA, so he provided. Radar set is Canadian satellite. It is easy to convince them. I have told that this much people died, this much flood have occurred. Can you share this data? Within 2 days, they send me the data. You ask ISR, they will not give in 2 days. Even 2 months, they will not give you.
What are the data that you collected of that landslide event? What is the data?
Plentiful. Actually, I should have taken a class on landslides rather than early warning system. You see, landslide is one of the easiest natural hazard to study because it occurs on the surface. Okay, volcanism, earthquake, all the things occurs from the deep inside the earth. Flood also occurs on the surface, but unfortunate thing is that you cannot venture into a flooded area during the flooding time. So when the water recedes only you will be able to go, so you will not be able to. So landslide is not, you go after 2 weeks, you can study everything else. But the biggest difficult task for landslide is there. Landslide is influenced by several factors. Slope is there, soil is there, geology is there, waters and drainage is there, land use change is there, rainfall is there. So some 15 parameters are there. So what I used to do in the field is that I make a checklist of these 15 parameters, okay? Then I go on, what is the slope? I take the slope. So any slope greater than 20, worldwide it is said that it is above. If the slope is 25, yes, it influences landslide. What is the soil thickness? What is the soil property, textural property, then and there itself? What is the vegetation? So I keep on doing, ticking and noting it there. Once the 15 parameters is done, I can come to the lab, I can sit, what is the reasons? So there may be 5 combinations. Of this 5 combination, if you want to know more about these things, do another study. So this way, if for landslide, I will be taking 15 parameters. Yeah.
But also, sir, you mentioned there are more than 1,000 landslides accordingly only. How do you classify it? Like, depending on how we're making.
Yeah. Simple thing. In Kerala, it is a rainfall induced one. The easiest is that the landslide occurred during rainfall is 2 types, either flow or slide. Fall can happen at any point of time. Even diurnal temperature variation can cause changes. So flow means from the detached point, this material flows for a long distance. Slide means it will not flow, it will just. So based on the rheology, I used to classify the distance of travel will be the easiest way. Yeah. One more, I think she didn't complete it. Yeah. You can think about it. Yeah. You can ask me now. I will engage you. Mm-hmm. Oh. Actually, the soil thickness is the major one. Soil thickness. Himalaya is quite an younger mountain chain. Okay. So the rocks of that one is not like the 250 crore years, what I have mentioned. So we are prone to landslide which is just 2 meter above the hard rock. 2 meter is small. But in Himalaya, the soil thickness is some 20 meters, etc. So the volume of material which is displaced in a single landslide in Himalaya is much more than what it is. Unfortunately, Kerala, any small lines become a hot news because of the population density. A small landslide will always affect a family, at least one person. But in Himalaya, the bigger landslide will not affect it because the population density is sparse. It is the thickness of the material. Yeah. Otherwise, the temporal is same because all happens during monsoon. So rainfall is this one. Otherwise, soil thickness is the biggest one. Of course, Himalaya, no comparison. Himalaya, no comparison. Even sometimes there is a flow called dry granular flow because there is no need of moisture. Rather, the soil in the dry condition, which we use that as an analog for studying Martian and moon landslides. In moon also landslide is there. Mars is also land. So that we use it. So Himalaya is more prone. Yeah. Yeah. I have told any slope greater than 20%, 20 degree is prone to landslide. So it is 20, 45, 50, 75, no matters. 20 above is prone to landslide. Then other thing is that the soil. Yeah, you can ask, continue. Fine. Yeah, yeah. If no more question, call it a day. Yeah, thank you very much. I enjoyed interacting with you all.